That's what I'm going to buy for a prop for the
Diamond
podcast.
Hansu as babyface?
But like as the sun, and I'm going to get it to hang behind you.
Me and Eskimo Bros with who? Jake, he looks so happy. It's like, I've never seen Jake so mad. Okay.
It's playoff season. Sorry, go ahead. Redo it. Sorry.
I almost want to watch it. I don't even listen. I don't even watch the playoffs. I kind of want to watch it. I'm going to watch it now.
Stop the work and fucking hold for everything.
Okay. Welcome to the Hope for Everything podcast. This is episode 12. My name is Eric Grisanti. We have Jake Pasenica, and we have Jessica Papayanis. And this is my bag of popcorn from when I went to see A Quiet Place 2 days ago without you guys.
Thanks.
No problem. It's popcorn mixed with crunch candy.
I guess we're not talking about it on the podcast since, Eric didn't take us.
Well,
you talked about a whole show that I didn't see until earlier today on the podcast. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Honestly, I'm only going to talk. We don't have to review A Quiet Place because I'm assuming neither of you saw it. But I will mention, for Jake's sake, actually, I almost don't want to spoil it. Not spoil it.
No. I swear to God.
Relax. That's not what I meant. It's not like a story. It's not a story spoiler. It's an actor spoiler that popped up for about 10 minutes in the movie and made me laugh rather hard.
Aziz Ansari?
No, it's someone that we like to show when there's an inconvenience.
Oh.
It was so random and so out of nowhere, and it made it even funnier because I was sitting next to a girl that I'm currently talking to, and she knows the story. So she just belts out laughing as soon as Diamond Hansu's face shows up in the movie, and he's just gone. And like it's like a cameo appearance. I don't even understand. They could have gotten any Joe Schmo to play that role.
I would have loved it if if it's a literal cameo, Diamond Hansu
as himself. Dude, it was man. He just like
the best lighting I've ever had.
Yeah, you look great. That's a great room. I don't think you should move.
Well, I can't stay in my sister's room. She does come up.
Yeah, that is a great streaming room.
Nothing. It's just the light.
Dude, my light was so good until it turned orange, and then it got fucked. And it's Zoom doing it. Zoom is going back and forth in the Kelvin for some reason.
Can't help it stop.
I wish.
Is that not what it looked like last time?
No. I wasn't as orange. I look like I could literally be an extra in Willy Wonka right now.
That's a new thing.
We did talk about Willy Wonka last week.
Yeah, I know. Timothée Chalamet just went right into my head right now when I said that.
Yeah. I was going to say nobody actually gives a shit about our Willy Wonka talk because everyone's still shitting on us from our Mayor of Easttown review from last week.
Yeah, that motherfucker who said that there was no sun. Guess what, bitch?
I think that was me who said there was no sun, and the guy in the comments was making fun of how I was saying, "What sun? What sun are you talking about?"
Honestly, though, you make it sound like all of our comments are hate comments, and it's really not that bad. Like when I go look, I'm like, wow, he made it sound like we need to be like defending ourselves. Meantime, it's like 3 people.
That he should stop sending us like analytics on the hour every hour.
I know, right? It's like a fucking Eric's like a stock update.
I stopped doing that weeks ago.
After we told you to stop doing it.
That was 2 months ago.
Well, then you didn't listen to us is all you're saying.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, Mayor of Easttown, since we're talking about it, I just finished it today, 2 days late. So it's probably a good thing we did this episode now because I didn't even watch it until this
I watched
morning.
it Monday. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn. Basically the past 2 days, so I'm actually here to comment on it this time.
I'm so excited for Jake. I
know I'm excited too that Jake watched it. Honestly,
I guess, Jake, what are your thoughts? Yeah, what are your thoughts on what did you do? You skipped to the 5th episode?
Well, I watched that with my parents last night because my parents have been watching it.
Oh, okay. So they were.
And so then I watched the other ones by myself, and then the last 2 when I was talking to you. So I watched them like out of order, basically. Not entirely, but the first episode was episode 5. So
That's
doing
okay.
good.
What did your parents think of it?
Well, they like, my mom is super into all this shit, but they're also big fans of like crime drama and like drama in general. So they're into it. My dad, I think, is finishing it right now.
Oh,
But-
sick.
She's probably super hyped. There's did you watch the documentary The Staircase
Yes.
with the owl?
The Staircase it's the epitome of true crime documentaries.
So they're making it like an actual,
Movie.
a limited series
I
out of
saw
that.
that.
I think it's a limited series. I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah, it's because it's for HBO. They just hired the girl from Game of Thrones.
Cool.
I
So
know
fuck
so.
Mayor of Easttown then. We're not going to talk about it.
I'm sorry. Well, it's HBO Max. Anyway, so yeah. So Jake, what did you think about the final episode?
Well, I got the benefit of watching the 6 and 7 in a row.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have to deal with any like week of forgetting things, and
Yeah.
knowing because we've been doing this now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought the setup of it was brilliant. The whole way that they did. I mean, not 80% of that episode is just like films like an aftermath episode, like a. And that like last 20 minutes was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like for both Mare and Lore, that whole sequence where it was like Mare's piecing together, like, holy shit,
Yeah.
fucking kid did it.
Dude. I mean,
She goes into the house and they're just like, when she goes into Lore's house and they're just like crying.
Yeah.
it's perfect the way that they did that. No words, nothing. They just ended the scene like that.
See, Eric, I thought for sure you were going to say you didn't like it because that final episode for me tied the whole entire series together. I knew exactly what every single thing was for.
Yeah. Like that's how you end a series.
Yeah.
There was no loose ends. I think maybe there's one thing that was probably answered, but I just wasn't paying attention. But other than that, like, I wasn't sure who, like, from the first episode, who was the creeper? Who was that supposed to be? Like,
I don't know. That I don't know.
I didn't really understand that one, but
I meant more theme wise for me. Like the final episode made it clear as day that the message of that show was about parents and their children.
Yeah. Or I just took it as everyone was trying to protect. Yeah, yeah, you're right. No, that was perfect.
There's like thematic story besides solving the crimes is dealing with the trauma of losing her son.
Yeah.
Right.
We also just get to but we dealt with that through that therapy stuff and vague flashbacky shit. Then this one was all in like the whole live part of the series that we don't really see is like a family trying to protect their kid, like real time.
And then it's like, but the finale too, it tied in like it's the family trying to protect their kid. But then once that's all tied together and you go back and think about everything else, it's like even Evan Peters had that really deep conversation with his mom in one of the episodes. And it's like, why was that really in there? Because it really didn't make sense if they were just going to kill off his character, right? So like as it goes on, that conversation doesn't make sense. Now it makes sense because like that's a mom and her son.
Right.
And it's the same thing with like Erin and her baby. Like Dylan came and gave money and was like, oh, her mom. Like there were these little things where they were showing like the parent. It was really all about the relationship parents had with their children.
It's the same thing with Mare's grandkid. She's like, it doesn't matter where he ends up as long as he's safe.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I honestly,
she's willing to do whatever she can to make sure that the baby's okay. I mean, that's why she planted the drugs on the son's ex.
Mm-hmm.
It was all to protect the grandson.
Yeah. I honestly would have gave it like 7, 8 out of 10. until the finale. And then I saw the finale and I was like, yeah, it's like a 10 out of 10.
Oh, you mean the
It's a really
entire
good show.
series?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's an ending to a show.
Yeah.
But also that's easier to do with those shorter things because like they don't have to worry about multiple seasons and more building.
right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
But it still was a masterpiece of what it was trying to do.
At
I
first,
really hope they don't give a second season though. Like
I don't think
hope
so.
they don't, because
No.
you know how when a show does really well, even though they planned for it to end, sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, money."
Yeah, but HBO has and like in general, there's like a long history of limited run shit, like TV movies, basically, but not like that a literal
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
any episode.
I
Yeah.
was going to say the same could be said for the show that Jake and I watched, Broadchurch. Like, no one really thought there was going to be a season 2, but they kind of pulled it out of their ass, but it wasn't bad, so no one really cared.
Broadchurch just went from crime drama to court drama,
Right.
like a fucking 18-hour episode or 20-hour episode of Law and Order.
Yeah.
Significantly better because it's all about one case, 1.5 cases.
I mean, they did it well because it was like the court case was about, the first season. And then there was also like a one mystery that you also wanted solved. So they kind of kept you on 2 different stories to fill you in, to keep you engaged. I don't want them to do that with, it's a fucking, the murderer is a kid. Like, you don't want to, how much more.
But I think they kind of did do that. Like the whole time you're like, oh, like that's why I said, that's why the finale hit me so hard, I think, because the whole time you're like, this is a murder show. This show is a murder show, a murder show, a murder show. And like I said, like I pulled from it that it's really not. It's about family,
Mhm.
That's just good writing,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fantastic.
to be the literal aspect of the movie. You kind of want your theme to be something that you're translating in the undertones of the movie, which
Yeah.
nailed it. I think they really tied it up real nice. The only thing that I'm missing is from episode 6. Who was the blonde girl that helped burn the diaries?
Aaron's best friend.
Yeah. And then there's like a whole sequence where DJ's not teenage dad chases her down in a car and holds her at gunpoint and like threatens her and does all this shit. And then the next thing we see is just like she's in the police station cooperating with the police. And we never, what the fuck happened there? They like abducted her. And then they just never did anything with that. It was like a dramatic sequence for drama's sake.
Yeah. Was that the sequence that was leading up into Dylan finding out that he wasn't the dad?
Maybe it was tied together with Mare's grandson that she was in the legal battle with, the mother.
Yeah.
She falls asleep while he's in the tub. They were cut in like together. Like this kid and the fear that doesn't pan out, where it's like, oh, he might drown in the tub because she's
Dude, that was freaking me the fuck out. I was like, bro, what is this right now?
See, and that's why I said you guys made fun of me for the cinematography, but like literally on point. It was literally on point.
Nailed it. But I think they did this whole action scene to just
yeah, for nothing. Yeah.
Because it's harder to make that scene dramatic. It's easy to make it tragic. But if you're not going to kill the kid, it's hard to make the drama of just this kid is holding his breath in the tub. So they did it really well. But I feel like that's a scene where I guess like the outcome happens off camera, where it's like, oh, he learns that he's not actually the father.
Right.
But we don't see that. We only kind of get hinted at it. But he like chased her down in a car and held her at gunpoint.
I'm trying to remember, like, did he know, like, was that like
before he knows kind of clearly?
Okay. So before he knows, but then what about like, did he know about the diaries at that point?
Yeah, they had already burnt the diaries. So like, because he was part of that team.
Yeah, they burnt the diaries in 5, right? Or 4?
I think it was in 5.
4.
4? Or maybe.
Well, the photo was, oh yeah, you're right. The photo was in 6. So then they found the photo in 5.
She held on to she kept the photo secret.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
the
really
photo-
do wish it was bingeable because honestly, first of all, I'm bad with names as it is, but that's why I don't remember it because it's like,
Not, but by the finale though, I was like, oh, that's Lore, that's DJ, that's Aaron.
Yeah,
'Cause
by the
he's just been
finale,
shit
but,
on
like,
for
now it
names,
doesn't
so I'm just
matter.
like, I know. Now I'm like, well, now I know everyone's fucking name.
yeah, it
Like,
takes me a season or two to get all the players down name wise. I know what they look like, but name wise, I'm just like, oh,
Oh, and there's a great chance you never meet her, but Laura looks incredibly like my mom.
yeah.
Just oddly. Like almost same haircut, also that like very thin kind of build.
kind of freaked you out a little bit. You're like, am I?
I was sitting in my room, I was watching, just like, did I murder someone? Did they cover that?
Are they coming for me? Like,
Was I let out at an early age? No.
Let out at an early.
No, I mean, do you think he gets tried as an adult, or do you think he gets parole?
He's a kid.
Yeah, he'll be out in a year.
Well, we know the dad will. The dad confessed to murder, and then there's that scene where that doesn't make any sense. Where it's like he confessed to murder, and then Mayor is like looking over evidence in the finale, and he's like, because he cooperated, he'll be paroled in a year. And it's like he confessed to murdering a child.
Yeah.
Well, but also what I didn't understand was, so John John's in jail because he covered it up, right?
Accomplice.
Right. But then technically isn't everyone else an accomplice too? Shouldn't Billy go to jail and shouldn't Laura go to jail? Because at some point they were all accomplices. They all knew.
Midwest, buddy. It's
I was just going to say that. They're not going to take everybody.
Just saying.
They're,
not quite as Midwest as Youngstown, where I'm from, but it's the Midwest.
You need to come up with some better fucking rules.
We got the murder. It's fine. It's
honestly, though, the murder was something that I was like, were they trying to be like really realistic? Or because I mean, they should have went with like 3 years, 4 years. You know, I was like, that's such an odd sentence time.
I think
after one. Like that's
Yeah. I was like, who is your lawyer? That was one thing where I was like, I remember being like, what the hell?
I mean, I was watching it with them when rewatching it with them when you guys texted me that we were about to film this, and that scene pretty much just happened. So once again, I was like, 1 fucking year, like, and they don't even say that. It's just led to assumption. What they actually say is next June.
Yeah.
He paroled next June, which means
it could be
a year.
It could be 6 months. It could be 5 months.
In order for it to be next June and make it reasonable, it has to be like July when this is going on.
Yeah.
They're all wearing coats and shit.
So
like October, and he's going to be out in like 16 months.
Dude. This guy just saved his whole family and he's getting out in 6 months.
That he failed at saving his whole family.
Well, whatever. His brother's safe. I'm sure everything will be fine.
They did catch me too. I like literally thought that it was going to be like fluffy at the end.
I thought the whole fucking episode was going to be about like Billy and John going to jail and that John was the killer. And I was like, dude, this is going to fucking blow.
Well, that's why I texted right away. I was like, yo, did you guys watch Mayor? Did you watch Mayor? Because I saw it and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Once she went to the old dude's house, I was like, fuck, what are we missing? And then it was just like building and building. I was like, what the fuck? And then it was really good because it was basically a character that was right there the whole time. You just weren't expecting it at all.
I expected it.
Also fed a couple signs.
That's what you see.
You know what? Yeah, you expected it, but you never said that on the podcast.
No, I never said he was the killer, but I've been saying since the camera linger that something was up. I said it.
Bruh,
they
the
lingered for too long for
anything.
no reason. Yeah, but the kid was just watching TV. He had nothing to do with the scene, nothing. And the camera lingered on him for no reason at all. I was like, something's going on.
That dinner scene, I was thinking when they were showing signs of something being wrong and they tried to cover it up with the whole cheating thing.
Yeah.
I like looking back, it's like most kids don't like beat the shit out of other kids with lunch trays because their father's cheating. That seems to be like a bit more intense.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Cafeteria scene that serves no other purpose besides show that he's an angry little boy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're now Jake's like, I knew the whole fucking time.
Jake was like, if I would have watched, I would have called it in that episode. That was like the third episode too, right? Four, some shit.
Something. Yeah.
Not to brag, but I called who was Gossip Girl on episode 1. So
You know what? I gotta tell you, that's nothing special because I thought. Here's the thing, though, they psyched you out in Gossip Girl because I thought it was Dan too, and then like season 2, I'm like, nah, it's not him. It's not Dan.
Speaking of Gossip Girl, I mean, I know we gotta go, but they just released the trailer for Gossip Girl.
What do you mean we gotta go?
No, not go. I know we don't have to go, but I know. Whatever. Anyway, they just released the trailer for Gossip Girl.
what do you mean?
What?
You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah,
I know.
What was that?
Okay, because I meant because we're like, I thought I thought we wanted to rush or whatever.
Oh,
Not rush. All right, whatever. I'm sorry. I was looking out. I love you all. What's happening? The trailer for Gossip Girl just came out.
I thought you meant like we had to wrap it up now.
Oh no!
I was like,
no,
what
no.
are you talking about?
Can you imagine? I was like, all right, guys, we did it.
20 Yes.
I'm assuming you guys haven't seen the trailer.
No, I haven't. But is it good? Like, really? I feel like it's not going to be as good. It's not going to do justice.
Did you want to watch it before you talked about it?
Yeah.
I like Gossip Girl, so.
I have the first 2 seasons on DVD at that cabin.
Do you?
I didn't purchase them. They ended up there.
What?
Because it's like there's no, like I was saying, there's like not really internet and shit. So you're like really reliant on hard media. And in that DVD collection is like all the strangest shit, including that all of Seinfeld, which I also never purchased. I don't think anyone in my family ever purchased. I think it's just shit that people brought up and forgot about and now is just ours by happenstance. The weirdest one being like a 12-hour documentary on like the Third Reich. Like, and it was right next to like some children's shit, and it was like, what's happening here? Like, this is so strange to like open this basket, recognize none of these movies, but one of them is just like a secret history of like World War II Germany, Nazi Germany. It's like, this is fucking wild.
I have the weirdest box sets, but I bought them because I'm a loser.
I only own the first season of Heroes and season 1 of The Wire.
I think everyone owns the first season of Heroes and then none of the other seasons because that's all that was good. I have
Heroes, and it was like really good, trash, slightly less trash, and okay before it got canceled. Like that's
I have all 10 seasons of Friends box sets.
I have One Tree Hill, the whole entire season, like everything 1 through 9. I have Saved by the Bell, literally everything, like Miss Bliss. And then I have 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Then I have College Years. I have The Wedding. I have everything for Saved by the Bell. What else do I have?
It was
I don't know.
every morning before school was Saved by the Bell.
I loved Saved by the Bell. It's my shit.
My mom was like so upset with me and my sister that she would force us to watch other shit. She was like, I can't live. As she's just like helping us get ready, like making like a lunch or whatever in the kitchen.
Saved by the Bell with me, I can tell you exactly what episode it is by the poster on the wall in the school. So whatever, the poster changes every episode. So if I see that episode, that poster, I could tell you what episode it is.
It's fucking, I mean, I was going to judge you, but I can do that with Friends and just by one line, I can finish the rest of it. What were you saying, Jake?
It's not as cool, man.
I
Right.
know, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's also not as cool is the Friends reunion, which we can talk about even though none of you saw it. But it's
I
okay.
saw a little bit of it and I still want to, but
Okay. Well, I originally heard that it wasn't great prior to watching it, but I was like, I have to watch this just because. And I just assumed that everyone was going to look miserable and sad that they were there because, it's so difficult to get them all in the same room together.
Remember we were making real big money being on this television show and none of us really have as good of a career since then?
what?
Basically,
Jennifer Aniston's career is fucking insane.
I mean, yeah, but she's probably the only one. And
Yeah, that's kind of true.
and Matthew Perry is like what the fuck's going on with the guy?
His career used to be insane, but now
I don't even
I'll
think
give
it
it
was
to you.
ever insane. It was insane maybe after Friends because they thought he was going to be like the star out of all of them, and then it just never
he
happened.
he was in all those movies that like, so around the time of Friends ending
Mhm.
was when I was younger, like that age. Like he was in 17 again with Zac Efron, and that was like the age
Really?
where I would be watching Zac Efron because it's Zac Efron.
Wait,
So
was
I
Zac
feel
Efron
like-
playing his 17-year-old self?
He was playing Matthew Perry as a 17-year-old. Yeah.
What?
But still, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like he popped up in those kind of movies. Like, he was never in anything that was good.
Well, he
Like-
was in a movie with what's his name? Bald dude from Die Hard. Why is it slipping my brain?
Bruce Willis.
Oh my god, Bruce Willis. He was in a
So hard of anyone else because I was like, there's no way in fucking hell Eric doesn't know who Bruce is.
Well, I was like, he was like, when he said bald guy, I was like, oh, that's who it is. I know who he's talking
Anyway, yeah, he was in a movie with Bruce Willis, and then there was a sequel that was awful, and then that was probably the last movie that Matthew Perry made that was halfway decent. Yeah, I don't remember the name, but it was with I think Salma Hayek was like somebody's girlfriend or somebody's something.
You know what I will tell you about the Friends reunion, though?
Mm.
The clip where David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston said that they actually had a crush on each other.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a huge Ross and Rachel fan, so I
Everybody's-
kind of geeked out.
no,
I was
yeah,
like,
it's-
oh yeah.
but it's also like, how can you not? I mean,
Years ago.
What'd you
what'd
say?
Satisfaction from 20 years ago.
Wait, I didn't know that. Wait, I thought this was news.
Oh, the French shit happened 20 years ago. I'm saying that
Oh,
that came out. I'm saying like this is all about shit that happened 20
yeah.
well,
I mean-
yeah, but they were saying no. So they were saying that like they never got to date in the show, so they like channeled all their feelings into Ross and Rachel, and I'm like, oh, well, that's why everybody loved him so much. Chemistry,
Yeah, Jake.
chemistry,
There's
at
real
100.
chemistry there.
Hundo.
Okay, because they really wanted to bang, but they couldn't. I wonder if were they saying? Did they say that they weren't allowed to date? from
No,
the
they
show?
were always like somebody was always in a relationship.
Oh,
so
right.
they
right,
never-
Right.
I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
give
yeah.
them credit for that though, because it's
Yeah, there's
easy
no-
to cheat on someone.
There's no way that. Well, I guess. Oh no, that's not what I meant. No way. I meant no way that they wouldn't have been in a relationship with each other. But yeah, I guess you're right. If they were all in relationships.
David Schwimmer's definitely kicking himself because she's way out of his league.
I mean, she was then too. So I
Yeah,
don't even.
no, I know, but what I'm saying is like he had the chance and he didn't take it. So
I'm
like,
sure it wasn't easy to see Brad Pitt on some of the episodes or one of the episodes. It's like, damn, okay, I can't really. What do I do here? I
Right.
can't really do much.
were they dating in that episode?
Brad Pitt, yeah. I
No.
think Brad Pitt
Ross and Rachel in the show.
Oh
I remember the episode.
no,
No, because that was the I Hate Rachel Club episode.
and Ross joined.
Uh-huh.
I
Were
don't know
they
if
dating?
I don't know if they were dating because I remember. I think it was just one of those where Ross had feelings for her, kind of thing.
Yeah, like the lobster episode.
Yeah. Jake, I'm your lobster.
Oh,
It's okay. That's why I said it, because I knew you wouldn't know what the fuck I
Yeah.
was talking about.
great.
Anyway, all in all, the Friends reunion was it was pretty cool. Jess, you said everyone hates Corden.
Yes, people were shitting on Corden
And why do they hate him? He seemed pretty knowledgeable of the show.
because people were just like, "Why the fuck is James Corden hosting the Friends reunion? Like, why is Corden?"
Because he's on NBC and they probably couldn't get Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, well, people don't like Corden as it is. So I think the fact that people don't like Corden and then he was on the Friends reunion, they were like, why the fuck is he on everything? Because didn't he just host an award show or something too?
Like Corden,
Also,
like be a popular host and win awards and shit. Like doesn't like carpool karaoke like fucking pull in views.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
I think what that is like, you know how mainstream media views don't translate into like Twitter? I think that's what that is. I think like the internet and like millennials or Gen Z or probably somewhere in the middle don't like Corden. And then it translates like older people like Cord.
I think sometimes that Twitter doesn't really translate terribly well into real life either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's normally, like you said,
Most people are like, okay, like, sure, that's happening now.
Yeah. He's got like a ton of exposed videos on YouTube. So I saw him trending and I was like, oh shit, he Ellened. And
did
I
you
clicked
watch
it.
the exposed videos to see
have,
what the
yeah, I
fuck they
actually
were
have.
saying?
He was just exposing himself privately, and then some,
They were exposing him for being an asshole. Like they were just saying, like pulling old interviews and shit like that. But that was what Twitter was. Twitter was like, I saw him trending. I'm like, oh shit, what do you do? It was before I even saw the reunion. And I just saw everybody shitting on him for being the host of the reunion.
I mean, old interviews doing what though? Is it just like out of context, like him being an asshole, or is it like him genuinely?
like James Corden in the UK is like known for a lot more like kind of aggressive comedy.
Uh-huh.
The US, they were like, you can host a late night show, you just can't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
And so like a shit ton of interviews of him being probably like closer to his like actual self, which is just like, you know, a more honestly like in your face comic, but like more of like a fucking wise ass comic where he's kind of mean, but
I mean,
to the jump.
that's why people like Ricky Gervais.
But there's also a specific clip that every video puts in there of like James Harden talking. He was in like a radio interview. I mean, so did I say Harden?
Yeah.
I meant to say Corden. It's because the playoffs are out.
I'm sorry. Again, go ahead.
But he's giving some interview. I think it was for a radio show in the UK. And they were talking about, he was talking about how he was a dick when he first started coming up. And then like somebody said something to him, his mom or somebody. I don't remember the story fully, but his mom like said, don't act like that or something. And it made him be like, oh, I have an attitude. Like he didn't even realize.
Mm-hmm.
And then he changed.
So he's a dick by accident.
I also think it was like rewarded. Like he got it because he was like dickhead comedy. Like,
but that's also a big brand in the UK. Like comedians in the UK make a brand off that.
So I know a whole lot more UK comedians who like that's their thing versus and like US comedians.
Yeah. Well, Russell Brand, right off the top of my head, is like that's his everything.
Yeah. Right. But he's like the chillest guy of all time in real life.
I know, I love him.
But like it is, I think it's just a bigger market there. Like that's closer to where their comedy is and all that kind of shit.
I do enjoy their comedy, I have to say.
Yeah, I watch the shit out of Taskmaster every single season. It's brilliant. And the whole premise is Greg Davies being an asshole to everyone. So like,
what's Taskmaster?
Oh my God, it's a great show.
Should we review it?
We'll have to do it next year or in like 6 months because sometimes that's how the UK works is like, but basically they just get a shit ton of comedians and they have them do like ridiculously absurd tasks over the course of a season individually. And then they
that's
like
amazing.
On their performance and it's dumb shit. None of it is like real tasks. It's all stuff made to be stupid and difficult simultaneously.
Like working as a PA?
Basically. Yeah. Like one of the tasks of this season was like get this banana into this bottle. And the banana was frozen and then the bottle happened to be filled with jelly. Like it's just you watch people either be creative or fail so hard. Like some people who are like super creative and they figure out what to do and it still comes out looking absurd. And then you get people who are just lost and they can't do any of it.
See, why can't America have shows like that?
We try.
We have Wipeout. You know, we have
but that's not famous people.
We have American Ninja
have,
Warrior.
Like, celebrity Wipeout.
They probably do for charity.
Oh, that would be
I think
sick.
they do have.
They did try to make an American Taskmaster with Reggie Watts hosting, and it just didn't take off.
Damn, Reggie Watts is struggling. Not struggling, but
he's doing all right.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like like when he started, he probably wanted to be like a huge comedian, and now he's got like the sweet gig with. Is it Seth Meyers?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and now he's just chilling. That's it. It's done.
Bob Odenkirk? Comedy Bang Bang? Is that Bob Odenkirk?
I believe so.
So
He's on there?
That he was like the original co-host, musical person for Comedy Bang Bang. And
Did not know.
And now I don't remember who was doing it now for Comedy Bang Bang. But yeah, I mean, he's had a good career as a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was like, when he started it, you were seeing him because he was like doing actual comedy, and now and he had cool ass hair.
You know what comedian I like now? That Joe, how do you Coy?
Joe Rogan?
No, Coy? Koy? How do you say it?
The Joe Rogan?
No.
My favorite comedian is the Joe Rogan. I like
You have to put the.
You're talking about Joe Coy.
Yes, Coy. Yeah, I didn't know how to say it because
Yeah. Bobby Lee makes fun of him because he's like every white person's favorite Asian comedian. He's like, because Bobby Lee is. I mean, I love Bobby Lee. I don't think I've heard like Joe Coy's comedy, but I feel like I would probably find Bobby Lee a lot funnier. But
he's not my favorite. He's just somebody I've been into lately. My
No, I
favorite's
know.
probably Fluffy.
we got a minute, guys.
Oh,
My favorite comedian's either Hannibal Buress or
ooh, good one.
James A. Caster.
Hannibal Buress is a good one.
Hannibal Buress.
Fluffy just makes me laugh my fucking ass off.
I met Fluffy
Did
at
you?
Planet Hollywood, and they were basically giving him a bunch of free shit,
Because he's
yeah.
Fluffy.
and I was,
Yeah.
I was like sweating because they were just giving me so much to do, and it was also Monday night, I believe, and he's a huge wrestling fan, so I was like, I'm surprised he's even here because he's like die hard, like he's there in front of the TV watching it no matter what. Anyway, and he shook my hand afterwards, and I don't know. It was just it was a nice gesture. There was no reason. Who the fuck shakes the hand of the cashier?
Yeah.
Fluffy's a great guy. But what about Todd Phillips and co-writer? And the fact that he's co-writing the next Joker film. What are our thoughts on that? Do we really need Joker 2?
No,
No.
they're gonna kill it.
Next subject.
Yeah, that's bad. What is
I
the
told
next?
you I don't enjoy superhero movies. I know he's a villain, but I enjoyed that, and they're gonna fuck it.
But are they going to fuck it? Because
Yes.
I feel like,
The answer is yes.
Did it still Phoenix and everything in it?
yes, it'll be.
For real?
yes.
But he'll be fantastic. But what is the second Joker movie about? This was like the first one was like his origin, why he does what he does. Yeah. So
Right.
like, what the hell is this one?
Don't know. I got
Fighting
nothing.
Batman and then Batman wins? Like the fuck?
Well, no, you can't do that because there's also Batman coming out next year, and then that would just confuse.
That's what
the
I'm
shit out of
saying. It's
people.
dumb. They're gonna kill it. They're gonna jump the shark. They're gonna kill it. I'm calling it.
You can't jump the shark with Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Right,
What was the
he's
last
so good.
bad
He's
movie
so
that
good.
Joaquin Phoenix had?
Signs?
What?
Wasn't he in Signs?
It was a great movie. It's a classic. Everybody knows that movie.
Yeah, but Signs is not a good movie.
Yeah,
classic.
Classic. Would you call The Room a good movie? No, but that's a classic.
classic. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen The Room.
We
Yeah.
need to watch it on the podcast. Like it has to be a special episode. If Eric has never seen it, it has to be a podcast thing.
Has done it, but I'd be down. It's
Mhm.
brilliant.
You said it's already been done.
Oh, by every single
Yeah,
every podcast that tangentially relates to film and television has room to do another really. Give me a minute, like a week to find some really terrible shit. I guess you'll give me 3 weeks actually to find some really terrible
This is
shit.
out of control. That she's
Oh
leaving
yeah,
for
I
2
could
weeks.
find some terrible shit too, Jake. Between the two of us, we'll find some.
That used to be like every Friday night. I'd like
Okay.
in school. Me and my friends would come home and just watch trash movies every single night.
But
Like,
none of them would be a Joaquin Phoenix movie, and that's why the Joker 2.
He was in Walk the Line. Walk the Line wasn't bad though. I mean, I wouldn't say it was amazing, but
it wasn't one of the best biopics, but it wasn't one of the worst biopics.
exactly.
I'm trying
But
to
he
think.
was Johnny Cash, so
He was Johnny Cash, and it worked perfectly because he got. Well, no, did Johnny Cash have that lip, or did they just like?
he had the
Cleft
same
lip?
swag as Johnny Cash. Like I bought it. I don't know if he had a cleft lip, but I bought it. I definitely did. Like him and Reese Witherspoon were really, really good in that movie.
If they connect the next Batman with the Joker 2,
That'd be cool.
are we in?
It depends. We still have yet to see the next Batman, and we still have
Bro, there's no way that this next Batman movie is bad. I will cry.
I mean, I have high hopes for it too. I think it'll turn out. I think Robert Pattinson is good for the role, especially as a very young Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all in for it. I just have to see it first before I'm like excited about anything.
I feel that. I just love like actors who are known for dramatic roles, and then they take up like these fun. I mean, I wouldn't say Batman is fun, but it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, why would they take the role unless they thought
As
that
opposed
they could?
To what?
What do you mean?
I'm confused as to what. If you're referring to Twilight as a drama movie, I think you got the wrong genre there. But
well, no, I mean he's
he might
he
like
what?
The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but like Rob, what's he known for?
I mean, now he's not really known for Twilight anymore.
Yes, he is. If you say, what is Robert Pattinson known for to any rando in the street, they're going to be like, oh, that's the dude from Twilight.
I guess that's true, but
Taylor Lautner is more like he doesn't have a career and he's only Twilight. But
yeah, it's good. He's done a lot more shit. Like, I think as the role he's most known for, like, is not really necessarily the role he's done even recently. Like,
oh, agreed, yeah, for sure. But
I'm saying the more recent shit, he's proven to be a capable dramatic actor. So I think what I'm saying is that like he likes seeing people with that drama chops going into action, not action, but like the fun superhero roles.
Because it normally means that they saw the script and they said, okay, I can fuck with this. I can do something. Either that, obviously, or like a huge paycheck. But I feel like the Batman that's coming out is not really going to be, I mean, it's going to be big budget, obviously, but it's not going to be something that they just threw the fucking wallet at because they have no idea if it'll do well. And it's also like the first in a series. So it's not going to have as big of a budget. He
was super fun. His character was a fun character in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Forgot about that. That I think everyone forgets about.
Yeah, until you watch it and you're like, oh damn, now I remember.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, that guy's gonna be Batman one day. Go fuck yourself. But I mean, you can say that about Joaquin too. Like nobody was sitting down thinking Joaquin was going to be the Joker.
I know, but he was so good.
So good. I think the only thing I didn't like about his Joker was maybe like his voice. Like in some scenes, he had like this squeaky voice. It wasn't like in comparison to like Joaquin Phoenix's. He uses regular voice, and it's not really the most. I guess in comparison to. Heath Ledger.
I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna say, so let's get real controversial. Who do you think is a better Joker?
I think it's Heath Ledger. Still.
So do I. Me too.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Eric would have said Joaquin there.
No, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's far off.
No, it's definitely not. But Heath Ledger is definitely. There's that that scene, the scene where he blew up the parking garage.
Mm-hmm. The one that's where it wasn't planned. The hospital, not the parking.
The hospital. Sorry, but you know how like he does that walk.
Mm-hmm.
It always plays in my mind, and it was just he just did it so well. Like he was the Joker.
I mean, but that final scene in Joker with Joaquin, that's like I got like goosebumps during that scene because I was like, yo, I mean, it was more of like, first of all, this was great, but also like if they follow up with this and it's connected, like they can do everything that they wanted to do with Heath in this new Batman and give us everything that we wanted, but we didn't get because Heath passed away, which is still something that I'm holding on to. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but also.
That's a good point though. Like Joaquin gives you like the availability to do what you wanted to do with Heath. Like he's good enough. He could still pull it off.
He still did great in the role. Like, we're talking about two of maybe the best people who portrayed Joker.
Ever.
Not like a lot of people who really fucked up Joker.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Batman, but not a lot of people have really fucked up Joker. Like they've been written very differently, but not like bad portrayals.
Yeah, definitely not. It's just that, you know what I think it was? I think Heath's was so good that anybody before him didn't matter and anybody after him was just not up to par. And then Joaquin came and it was like, oh shit.
I mean, Heath's was so good that basically every other villain gets modeled after his performance.
Yeah. Dude,
Like,
I mean,
every other like they made Lex Luthor a fucking
I was gonna say there's
psychopath. It's like there's no there's supposed to be the opposite.
he's got the same voice and everything.
Supposed to be in control and like authoritative. I mean, he becomes president in the comics at one point. Like,
Why is he crazy?
opposite end of like the Joker as far as like that shit goes. And then they're like, no. People love like Heath Ledger, so we gotta make every fucking person like that. It's like, no. We loved him because he did it well, not because that's
because he made it his own. He did his own thing.
Agreed.
Unlike Jared, who I feel like,
Oh my God.
I don't know. I on one hand I feel bad for the guy, but also it's just like, how many chances do you give him before?
I don't feel bad for him because he has a cult. So
okay, let's not get into the cult. So are we in or out for Joker 2? I agree that I don't see what they could do with it.
Yeah, that's
because not only is it the original rumor was they were gonna pay Joaquin a shit ton of money to sign up for 2 and 3. So if they're doing 2, then that means they have 3 in mind.
no, I hope not.
And we're assuming, like, based on the money that the first one made, the second one is probably going to make an insane amount of money because of how good the first one was. And if the second one makes a shit ton of money, no matter how bad it is, they're going to make a third one. So,
you know what I think, and who knows if this is what they're actually trying, but it would be very interesting take on the universe idea. Because I've said it a couple times, I think, on the podcast before, that Marvel's biggest problem is they rarely have compelling villains.
mm-hmm.
Like, it's like Thanos, but they spent 20 years building him up and longer. Like, those are their 2 villains that I would say are like their iconic people. And maybe if in this idea that they're going for in DC, if they're like, well, to avoid this idea, like these villains, we're going to build up big clashes with individual movies over time for like the heroes and the big bads. So instead of like, we're just getting 5 minutes of Thanos footage every third film to build this character,
we built up a whole fucking movie,
and they're happening at like the same time, but the people have just yet to clash. So like your origin thing is just a literal origin story. Batman comes out and it's supposed to be young Batman, early years. And so maybe like, and I don't think the Joker's supposed to be part of this one, right? It's supposed to be the Riddler and...
Oh yeah, definitely not for this one for sure. But it's based in the 90s though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I guess the original thing was like, oh, how could they be connected? But I mean, if this Batman is based in the 90s...
Joker, yeah.
And the Joker is based in the, what was it, 70s, 80s?
I think it was 80s, yeah.
Okay, 10 years later, he's still the Joker, whatever. And then there's Batman. So
I think that's like that would be cool if they're doing that. But I think that's a long shot that they're doing that.
yeah, but it would also be a different spin on how the original, with how Christian Bale's trilogy did it, which was, we didn't know who Joker was. They just flipped a card over and they were like, yo, this is what's happening in the sequel. But people were still fucking hyped without it. So just imagine, like, everybody loves Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. And let's say we're 1 or 2 Batman movies down the line with, we're 1 or 2 Batman movies down the line. And then at the very end of the second one, you know, you just fucking see Joaquin walking in the background. You're like, holy shit, dude.
That would be cool.
Depending on how they do it, even, it could be like, so we know the Batman is coming out before the second Joker movie. The second Joker movie could actually be, if they're doing this, could be the introduction of the conflict in like the second half of it. So like, it's instead of this hero movie from the hero's perspective, we start off from the villain's perspective, like being hunted and like fighting back and shit.
Right.
Second movie's clearing that up. Like, there's a lot of cool opportunities if for that type of build, where it's
they could
building into both our hero and our villain, because we understand that that's a powerful dynamic. If right.
I was going to say they could do something where you don't even see Batman. It's almost, maybe it's like the aftermath of something that Batman did. So it's not necessarily connected to anything. This is literally just a Joker movie. I don't know how they would do that, but
yeah, I mean, it could be similar to how like the Marvel shit on Netflix wasn't really connected with the movies, but they all talk about like the aftermath of like the Avengers movie, basically.
right. I mean, that's a little different. I see what you're saying,
but I mean, the same type of connection where it's like we're referencing events that are happening in the real world, but we're not directly connected to them yet. Like building that narrative web.
I feel you.
I think you have like two movies where it's like you can have a movie in like the Joker 3 because that would come out before the third Batman movie if we're all together like that, where the Joker actually like takes a fucking victory, and like the third Batman, Robert Pattinson Batman, would be like him fighting back from that defeat, basically,
which would be similar to Thanos defeating everybody, and that was such a good ending because you're so excited to see
that's being continued with the movie that's more focused on him.
Yeah.
So it's who knows if that's their plan of incorporating it.
Did we just set them up with an amazing idea?
I've just come up with a DC universe that I would enjoy.
So now if that happens, you guys need to send them a check. I mean, an invoice.
I'll send them a check. Let's pay them for
send
our
them
idea.
an invoice. I'm sorry.
All right. So
he's like, fuck, why didn't we think of that? We're already filming.
All right. So we mentioned Marvel. Jess, somebody sent us the link. Jess, I think you sent us the link. Willem Dafoe is rumored.
Oh, I did. Rumored.
I followed up with it today because I wanted to see if it was confirmed or not, but it's still not confirmed. But Willem Dafoe is apparently spotted on set for the new Spider-Man, and he would go along with Jamie Foxx.
But I have a question.
Our boy Alfred Molina. Molina?
Yes, Molina. I have a question.
What's up?
Didn't he die?
Yes.
So
that's why everyone is confused. But so did Alfred Molina.
But I don't think they actually showed Doc Ock dying though in the Spider-Mans.
He sacrifices himself to save the city at the end of it.
Yeah. But did they actually show him dying? Like the whole thing with the Green Goblin was like a whole plot point. That's why his son became the Green Goblin.
Franco,
but like
Goblin. Yeah. I think they probably wanted James Franco, but with all the shit, they're like, oh, I guess let's narratively reboot the Green Goblin.
I want to know how they're gonna like play it off. Like, oh, his son died, so he came back to life or some stupid shit.
They could just do what they did in the last Spider-Man, which they showed Jameson, JJ what is it?
J. Jameson.
What did I say?
JJ Jameson.
What is it? J. Jameson?
J. Jonah Jameson.
Eric's just giving him nicknames.
They showed
Triple J.
They showed Triple J. They showed Triple J at the end of the movie, but it was like it was a throwaway thing. And Marvel also did the same thing with not Silver Surfer. Is it Silver Surfer?
Silver Surfer.
That's not who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about, though.
Well, I don't know what movie. You've just said the same thing that Marvel did with
WandaVision, when they pretended that the same actor that played her brother in previous films was the same character, but he actually wasn't. It was like a very confusing thing. But that's like Marvel does that. Marvel did that with Iron Man.
Marvel's under no obligation to follow the canon of the previous Spider-Man.
No, I understand. What I'm saying is Marvel has used actors that have played other characters to make you think that it's something that it's not. They did it with Iron Man 2 or 3, I believe. I think 3 with the Mandarin.
Yes.
They made you think he was the Mandarin, but he wasn't the Mandarin after you watched a 2-hour movie, and everyone was like, what the fuck was that?
I think they did that specifically because it was like it tested poorly, but they already filmed the damn thing. Like, oh, let's
like, oopsies.
Here's a reshoot to make it be like, oh, he's actually that guy. Sorry. Like,
whoops. Yeah, and so they did the same thing with Evan Peters. That's what I was trying to say. Evan Peters, who played WandaVision's brother in the show, like not in the show that we were watching, but the show that's inside of the show. He played the brother, and it was really just to fuck with the audience. He wasn't actually the character that everyone thought he was playing. So if they do that with Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe, are people going to be fucking pissed? Or
Yes.
I think it depends on how they do it. Because honestly, no one's like truly attached to Jamie Foxx's character from the
no, for sure.
No, but Willem Dafoe
Yeah.
and
Willem
Alfred Molina, I think people would be kind of pissed.
Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina, I think, are so goddamn talented that if they had a good script, they can make any goddamn thing work.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think somebody like me, I don't know about like people who are actually fans of it, but like, those first 2 Spider-Man movies, those are my top superhero movies ever. I loved those movies. So like, I think if I watched it and saw those 2 guys as different people, I would be a little ticked off. Like, I'd be like, this is weird.
I'd be pretty upset. And I think because there's so much hype behind possibly having Toby in it to fuck with everybody with those characters, and then to not have Toby in it, or to even have Toby in it after you what do you do if Toby's in it? Is he Spider-Man, or is he just the dude walking in the background? Like, how stupid do we get here?
Maybe this is just going to be Into the Spider-Verse, but instead of Miles Morales,
that would be amazing.
Getting a fucking white Spider-Man.
That I don't know.
But white is what might be setting up for.
Wait, what?
But like, because this has to be, if they're going to play the same characters, it has to be a multiverse. It absolutely has to be.
I hope it is. Honest, I'm not into it, but I'd be into it if it was a multiverse. Like, next Spider-Man movie is something I want to see.
But this already happened with Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's the only issue is literally just they literally did this in the cartoon version and everybody loved it.
And it was praised and hailed, but it starred Miles Morales, a black Latin kid who ends up being Spider-Man. It's a whole learning experience for him. And instead, the lead's definitely still Tom Holland, the whitest kid I can imagine.
Yeah.
So if we're doing this movie, but live action with, it's kind of whitewashing away a bunch of cool shit that happened.
I don't think they would do that, to be honest.
But
I
also
don't know how you make a better multiverse movie than that. Because I saw that I went to see it in theaters and I loved it.
Yeah, I can only imagine watching that on the big screen.
It was great.
Did you watch it on like 3D or anything like that? Or it was just I don't think it needed it.
I don't know if we actually, it wasn't that much more expensive. So we might have actually done it, but it came out quite like 3 years ago now.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if they released it in 3D. I'm just assuming they did.
It could have been. And I think, I'm typically the one to shell out the extra $3-4 for that, because sometimes,
when it's meant for it.
Yeah. It wasn't a great movie, but it was beautiful to look at, of Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. And I saw that in IMAX 3D.
Mm-hmm. And it was insane.
Yeah. It wasn't a great narrative movie, but it was gorgeous. Like, it was beautiful, and not a lot of shit even really because it wasn't 3D. Like, oh my God, it's coming at you. It was cool 3D where it added layers to it almost added like texture to the scene.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it wasn't like pop-up bullshit. It was just like the things, they helped it make things pop where they needed to.
Or just added to the actual film itself.
Yeah. So stunning visuals, mediocre plot, but overall, I don't regret it.
Go for it. Sorry. I was just thinking about something because you said it, because you mentioned texture. Do you remember when Jackass did their 3D movie and the shit came at you at the end of the fucking thing?
I didn't see Jackass 3D.
No, but you know how when you watch a 3D movie on the TV, you can tell what the 3D part is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it threw shit at you at the end. It made no sense. But you said texture, and I instantly thought of that 3D moment. I was like, oh.
We're at our moment where we should be considering wrapping up soon.
Okay. Just to finish this off, if we do multiverse and to avoid possibly whitewashing the whole idea, do we finally introduce Miles Morales in person? Because his uncle was already introduced in the first one.
Yeah, Donald Glover played him in the first one.
The first one. So do we have Donald Glover and his nephew just like walking down the street type of thing? Just like a nod, like, yo, that's going to be the kid? Because, I mean, there's a bunch of options that
What
people
if it's a
love.
multiverse and Miles Morales is in it, but Tom Holland is his mentor?
No, I mean, I think that's probably where it would eventually head anyway, because Tom Holland is always being mentored by characters, and now that would be the perfect opportunity for him to mentor this kid.
To do Miles Morales in this universe, since they're up to doing shows now, I think they'd probably do it in shows and they would have Tom Holland still, but he wouldn't be as like ever present as like a whole Spider-Man movie
in the show.
Yeah, in the show.
See. No, that makes sense because he's so young. They can't like
Adventures of Spider-Man show where the actors kind of like growing up at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Tom Holland come into it occasionally as like help and guidance and stuff. And this movie is what sets him up to be a person who can actually offer that.
And I feel like, I mean, and he's such a young kid. There's so many that you can make with Tom Holland that I feel like that might be the best way to go, is what you're saying.
I don't think he's like young. He's like
young.
our age.
He's a high school.
I think he's isn't he a lot younger than us though?
I thought he was like 26.
I mean, that's still pretty young. How old was Toby when he was doing the shit?
I think like 26.
Oh damn! I don't fucking know.
Because they did one movie of high school Toby, and then 2 movies of college Toby, of like working and then college Toby.
Are we talking about the like in real life or in the show? I mean, the movie.
Well, I'm saying at minimum, he looked older than Tom. I'm saying
yeah.
Holland's Spider-Man is younger than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Gotcha. Okay.
For sure.
His age, harder to gauge, because I could buy that Tom Holland is 26. He also just has like a baby face.
I could buy Tom Holland is like 16. I'm gonna find out just out of curiosity.
I think that's why they got him. They wanted a high school Spider-Man.
25.
Yeah. So he's just a really young looking dude.
Yeah.
He's Ariana Grande of dudes. Yeah.
All right. Just to wrap it up, we could just talk about nonsense. Jess, I'm assuming you saw this, but Channing Tatum, he revealed his whole body, his whole sexy body.
I didn't even hear about that at all.
Okay, well, you're welcome. Somebody sent it to me, and the only reason I'm mentioning it on the podcast,
you can send it to me, so I didn't see it.
It is movie related. He posted a picture that everyone is freaking out.
He posted it? Is it the front or the back?
It's the front. It's everything except for what you want, but it's everything. And it's for.
He's been seen in Magic Mike already with.
Oh yeah, that's true. Did he? I mean, was he fully naked?
Yeah, that movie was great.
Everything except what you want makes it that like it's not full nude.
Okay, well, he posted a candid photo of himself. I think
in the
he was
shower.
No. He was in the makeup room. It was for a role.
Oh, I see it.
It's for The Lost City of D.
I see it.
Starring Sandra Bullock.
The Lost.
Good.
I'm gonna have to look up what that is because
the movie.
Yeah, because there is an old history thing about the lost city of Zed, which would just Z, but it was a British explorer.
Uh-huh.
So they say Zed instead of Z.
I would imagine that it's a play on that.
Yeah, and I don't know why they need to do a play, and I'm also disappointed because I was like, I should write about that. And now if there's a movie about it, I'm like, fuck me, I didn't do it.
You blew it, bro. You should have.
I missed the whole last 5 minutes because I was staring at that picture.
Jake, you should have taken a picture of yourself. That's gonna be the thumbnail. It's gonna be a picture of me, and then in the thumbnail, it's gonna be Jake standing there fully nude with his hand in front of his dick.
No, that you should definitely put this picture in the thumbnail, though, and then put my face instead of the monkey emoji.
All right, we got a hard wrap now.
Okay, it's all right. Well, those are our thoughts on that.
It was a great episode. until I realized.
Oh my God. Wait, I just found him naked with no hands.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This has been the Hold for Everything podcast. Jess is going to have fun for the after show.
Live
We got-
streaming on the
live streaming on
page.
Twitch because they allow that on Twitch now. Everyone's half naked and doing weird shit. Jake's laughing because he knows that the half naked girls are in bathtubs and whatever the fuck.
I didn't do that now.
What?
Yeah, the hot tub streams are a thing.
Hot
now.
tub streams. Dude, I'm going to start playing video games while I sit in hot tubs.
That's another dumb idea I had. I didn't realize I do that now. Well, I was going to what was I called it? I think I called it Bubble Baths and Bloodborne.
Uh-huh.
I was going to do a live stream of just me in a bubble bath playing Bloodborne, the game. I've never done anything on Twitch. I barely watch it, minus like if there's something super interesting to see. I don't follow any Twitch streamers.
You don't follow me?
No, dude. You don't even post anymore.
I know.
I got to get on that GTA No Pixel.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's a role playing thing, but people fucking go crazy. There's this dude on there, Abdul. Watch his streams. The funniest shit you'll ever see in your life.
Okay, catch us on Hold for Everything video game podcast every Sunday.
Here we go.
This is a sneak peek.
Jess has not played The Last of Us, the first one.
Absolutely ridiculous. She's not a part of it. It's just it's just me bitching about games that I can't beat, which is all of them.
And then it's all you're just bitching about the games that I have beaten, basically.
Okay. We've lost everyone by now. It's gone. All right. Thanks for coming. We're missing the Clippers game. We're gonna go watch that now, even though I don't watch. I'm just gonna watch because I feel bad that I made everyone miss the first half of it, and Jake is pissed. And all right, thanks. Come again. Thank you. Come again. Do people say that? Is that racist? Okay. Goodbye.
What's up, bitch?